Hello, everyone, and welcome to GICE TV. Today with us we have Mr. Arun Prabhu, who is the founder CEO of inTouch. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah. Pleasure is ours. So we have a couple of questions. After the guest lecture we had this afternoon, we want to know how has the internet revolution changed the world of marketing and the consumer-producer relationship?
Sure. See, the internet revolution, or rather evolution, is an ongoing phenomenon. And what's happening with internet and marketing is that consumers are becoming way more smarter than businesses, way more smarter than marketers. And that's something that worries businesses. Okay, consumers are less loyal. There's hardly anything called brand loyalty anymore. That's a huge challenge. Okay, on the other hand, there are opportunities as well that internet provides to both consumers and businesses, and that is information and data. All right. So the most fundamental way in which in the internet is impacting businesses, marketers, as well as consumers is, huge amount of data that every one of them, okay, each one of these stakeholders is actually bringing to the table, right? This data explosion is enormous, and therefore, for someone, a business which is able to make sense of that data and take the right decisions and actions, in even marketers to be able to understand consumers better, one to one, interact with them more meaningfully, and deliver products and services that are much more relevant to consumers is going to be the trend of the future, right? And that's actually at the core of what the internet can do for business and marketing. But associated with that are experiences, consumer experiences, right? So marketing needs to work towards delivering experiences that are that are never before for consumers, right? The internet can actually personalize the experience for consumers. You can know more about consumers, you can deliver more which is more relevant for consumers, and that's where data also again becomes very very helpful in delivering that bit of competitive edge to businesses. So these are some of the thoughts that I have about how internet could impact businesses.
That's really nice. And so how do you think is the digital marketing evolving in India today?
Okay, that's an interesting question because as a society, we are pretty conservative, right? So although internet has been around for 15 years perhaps now, and more and more people are going online, using the internet for variety of activity and interactivity. Marketers in India are a wee bit behind the general consumer population. Businesses and marketers have an opportunity. Okay, the good thing is that digital can help measure marketing activity, and digital can actually help you gauge whether a particular investment, a marketing investment, or for that matter a business investment has gone right or has gone wrong, how right it has gone, okay, and what went right and what went wrong, and therefore how to correct it. So in other words, you can do a closed loop, right? You can keep on learning. It's a continuous learning platform for you. You can't do that with hoardings, for example. I mean, you could perhaps, but then it's not as precise, it's not as accurate as the online medium, because in online medium most things can be measured, right? And you can actually build a bridge with the consumers one to one. A brand can talk to a consumer one to one. It's hard in the real world for a brand to be able to talk one to one with a consumer, and that you can do online, right? So there are enormous opportunities, okay, and there's a way to measure all your interventions in the online marketplace. Okay, so digital marketing has a very very bright future regardless of which country you're talking about. But then different countries, not just India, different countries are at different stages
Yes.
of internet evolution. Different countries have different experiences on the internet. Different countries can do different things. People do different things on the internet, and therefore for businesses and marketers to be able to arrive at that tipping point where they say that digital marketing can give me that kind of ROI, that confidence perhaps is yet to be built in India, but I think we are getting there very soon.
What does the future of internet hold for digital marketing?
Okay. The the internet and digital marketing are the digital marketing is perhaps the the back of the hand of the internet, right? I mean, digital marketing is perhaps the most productive use of the internet for businesses today, right? You look at the you look at Google, you look at Facebook, you look at Foursquare, any of the social networks, any of these big companies which are pure play internet, right? They're all focused on consumers, right? Or for that matter, people, right? So people insights are generated hugely by these channels, and as we go further, okay, digital marketing is going to actually put the power of choice in the hands of people, okay, more than ever, and much more than businesses have control over the process, right? So to the extent that most businesses think that it's good to hand over control to the people and let them decide what they want, okay, at what price points, at what quantities, and what kind of experiences that they want. Let them create their own experiences. Let's be enablers, right? Let's not really control the process, right? So that seems to be the future of digital marketing: personalization and more personalization.
That's wonderful. And what do you think are the career options in digital marketing?
Okay, that's a pretty explosively growing domain, right? So for talented people, not just creative, not just technologically advanced, people who have a mind for numbers, okay, people who can think up strategically, people who can put different pieces of the puzzle together, so to say, in terms of having that kind of talent. The digital marketing world is a fairly expansive world, okay? So the career options there are for digital marketers, in terms of people who can strategize digital marketing campaigns, right? Creative people who can create flash enabled banners, digital campaigns, and the creative stuff that is required for that, videos, okay, for YouTube or any other digital channel, social media content creators, right? Content creators for blogs and thought leadership initiatives. Then you have, very importantly, you have analysts, right? People who can do analytics with all the data that gets generated, okay, and then obviously people who can create the systems that will hold all this together, right? So the variety of, there's a huge spectrum, and this is just what I spoke about right now is just a slice of that whole spectrum.
Yes, thank you. What is the message that you would like to give the MBA graduates who find interest in the field of digital marketing, who wants to have career options there?
All right. What one needs to do is, first of all, unlearn. Yes. Right? First of all, be very, very open-minded. Be open to actually, putting behind all that you've learned, all the conventions that you have in your mind about how businesses run, how marketing needs to be done, and so on, right? Especially, marketing oriented students tend to have this notion that marketing is all art, and somehow things get done in marketing, okay? And marketers are not really, they don't need to be accountable for a lot of stuff. But that's not really true. More and more, digital marketers have to be aware of the fact that they are going to be held as accountable to their to the results of their own work. Just as say financial controllers will be, just as the HR folks will be, just as the CEO will be. All right. So digital marketers, okay, or marketers in general, okay, need to make sure that they learn the ropes in terms of using both the art and science sides of the business, right? The art side in terms of being more creative, being more perceptive about consumer expectations and experiences, okay, and being more science oriented in terms of using data, leveraging data for making the most crucial decisions about consumer experiences and consumer value, okay, and no, that's the second trait, that is, okay, and being more accountable and using data. And the third trait in general is to to learn new tricks of the trade, right? The online world and generally the technology world, okay, keeps changing, right? So imagine that you are in the technology world and not just the marketing world, not just the business world. So technology, and it keeps leapfrogging, and it keeps offering more and more new avenues for learning, and unless we keep ourselves updated, we become redundant, we become obsolete.
That's wonderful, sir. Thank you so much for giving us learning so much about digital media in precise. You've told us a lot in precise, but it's wonderful and very informative for our GICE TV. Thank you so much.
I hope so. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
Okay.
pleasure meeting you.
Bye-bye.